Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We will get started in just a moment. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are providing testimony before the board.
Mute. Okay. Can you hear me now, sir?
We can hear you. Thank you for being with us. And again, as a reminder, please remain on mute until you are testifying before the board.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. We are joined this morning by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call in each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or the representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the commissioners. All testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand personal knowledge of the alleged incident. We'll begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, KNG Entertainment, LLC, doing business as Sidebar, located at 14 to 16 Bromfield Street. Date of the incident, March 30th, 2025. Assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A, and failure to notify police in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.14b. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Um, Manager Leah, and then Lonnie is the owner. Lonnie, you have to unmute.
Sorry, you said there was someone else here on behalf
Yeah,
of
she's
Sidebar?
about to unmute it. You're still on mute. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
I'm
Morning,
the
sir.
manager and she's the owner.
Thank you. If you could please just identify yourself for the board.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Leah Eunice is my name.
Thank you, Ms. Eunice. And the other individual?
And my name is Lanny Fan, and I'm the owner at the Cyber. Thank you, sir.
She's the wife of David.
Great. Thank you for being with us. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Hi, I'm Officer Daniel Roca from the BPD.
And
Mr. Roca.
Lucas Texter, Sergeant Detective at BPD.
Great. Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the police report into the record?
Me, Daniel Roca.
You may please proceed.
About 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 30th, 2025, Officer Roca responded to a radio call for an assault and battery report at 66 Hudson Street in Chinatown. On arrival, the officer made contact with the victim, identified as Allison Margariti. She reported that she has been waiting in line to use the female restroom at the sidebar. Due to an urgent need, she entered. I'm sorry. Due to an urgent need, she entered the male restroom. Upon exiting the male restroom, she was informed by the staff she was being ejected from the establishment. She added that she was preparing to leave when the staff member became agitated, claiming she was not exiting quickly enough. Margariti stated that the staff member then physically assaulted her. She described the assault as the staff member grabbing her by the shoulder and forcibly throwing her onto the sidewalk outside of the establishment. She provided a description of the suspect as a tall, white male, possibly Hispanic, with long hair and a fake eye. She further identified the suspect by the name of Eddie. That's all.
Thank you. There is a supplemental. I don't know, Sergeant Deputy Taxer, if you were planning on reading that in.
Yeah, sure. Good morning again. On April 19th, 2025, at about 12:30 a.m., Detectives John Keneally and James Walsh conducted a licensed premise inspection at Sidebar, 14 Bromfield Street in Boston. Detectives issued license premise violation number 037872 for assault and battery, employee on patron, and failure to notify the police on March 30th, 2025. The violation notice was signed by the person in charge, Lonnie Fan, who cooperated with detectives, and no other violations were observed.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pham. Ms. Eunice, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Hi, sir. So, I was there that night, and I know exactly which lady is that. So, actually, I'm the person. I found her in the restaurant, lady restroom. I went to the restroom, and she went to the restroom after me. So when I'm in the restroom, she stand at the sink. She very drunk, like she almost like her body cannot stand stay. She's very drunk. So when I get out, I saw her at the sink. So I told her that, do you want me to help you? And she says, and she's just laughing. Like I think she's very, very drunk. So I'm kind of worried. So I'll stay there. She get into the bathroom and I go outside and I wait for her to come outside so I can, help her to go upstairs. So when she done with the bathroom, she was just talking and drunk, and I don't know, it's more than drunk. And her face, I remember her face have some scratch already. That's the reason why I just standing right there. I don't want anything happen to her. So I tried to take her upstairs, and then when she went upstairs, and then she was standing right there too. And I asked, I told Phil, like one lady, it's very drunk. So we're not gonna, we just want to keep an eye on her to make sure she's okay. So she's looking for me, want me take her to the bathroom again. And she was very, very drunk. And I said, and I told her, I'm working, I can have somebody else to walk you to the bathroom. All sudden that, like she really not happy. But and I said, I have to work, one of the person gonna carry you to the bathroom. I can't because she just, she just make me overwhelmed. And then and then I told Phil, come and talk to her. And I think Phil come and talk to her. We don't touch her, nothing. The only person really with her go upstairs was me. And I was there. I'm the only person in touch with her directly. No other person. I'm positive. And I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm working. And we try to be very nice to her. And then Phil and another person come try to talk to her. And I look, she just keep on and on and on and on. And get to some point, like I saw like she was like not on her control anymore. Get to the point like really like make people look at her. So we have to ask her to leave. But when she leave, I remember right at the door, she still, try to fight back to get inside. And then I think Phil just wants she to leave. Phil never touched, like pushed her or anything like, or Eddie. Phil just tried to control her, not going crazy. And that's all, that's from what I see. And nobody touched her, just only me. And I positive with you one thing, that lady, very drunk. She more than drunk. I don't know she high or something, but she more than drunk. I remember her face completely. And that's all the true story I tell. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. Ms. Eunice, anything you would like to add for the board before we move to questions?
The lady that is pressing charges, or the one that did get into the altercation, she still comes to our establishment every single day. So I feel that if she felt threatened or something had happened to her, whatever, I wouldn't go back to the place where I was assaulted by a man daily. And we let her come. We know it's her. We don't say anything. We don't treat her different. And we just kind of just like wait. But she comes every single day, no problem still. So I just feel like if you feel threatened or if you feel like somebody put their hands on you, I wouldn't return to an establishment where a man put his hands on me, like, so it's kind of weird.
Thank you for that. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Commissioner Carn, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
First one be for the officer, Roca.
Hi, yes.
What was the level of intoxication of the reporting party?
When I spoke to her to take the report, she was definitely drunk to the
Okay.
point where she kept repeating the same story to me
Yeah.
over and over.
All right. You mentioned not to the officer now. This is for the owner. You
Yes.
mentioned Phil. Is Phil who you believe that she describes in the police report?
I believe that I know that Phil tried to go for it because I asked Phil to help me because she talking to me that she doesn't want anybody. She keep repeat herself. I want you to bring. Why I'm not bringing her up downstairs? Why I'm not bringing her? Like she keep like torture to me. Like, and then I
Yeah.
said Phil. So Phil helped me come talk to her. Phil never touched her at all. And then when she doesn't want to leave, and then I think Eddie will come and try to talk to her because she was like going crazy. So we try to be
So that other
very
individual is by the name of Eddie.
uh
You
Eddie.
mentioned
Yeah, the
before
two
you
bar
only
backs
mentioned,
that night are
Yeah.
Eddie and Phil.
yeah, like before you only mentioned the name of Phil, and then you said another person. So that is Eddie.
Yes, we have two
Okay.
person, but the person really talked to her first is Phil, no, not Eddie.
So all right. So she's a regular. I'm assuming she was a regular before this too.
No, she kind of just started coming around that time, but we do karaoke and she sings karaoke. So she ended up just coming and we honestly didn't realize it was her until she gave us a credit card and I recognized her name from the name on the piece of mail that we got that and so we just didn't say anything and she just still comes all the time and she's friendly with staff and shouldn't seem like anything happens to her, like that she feels like anything happens to her at our establishment.
Okay. Do you have any video in the establishment?
So our video deletes after three, I want to say it's like a month or a month and a half. So by the time the officer asked for that video, it had already like cycled out.
Okay. What did you know of the allegations on the night of?
I was on the other side. I wasn't in the front where they asked her to leave. I just know that she was trying to go back downstairs and she was even at one point trying to kind of throw herself down the stairs. Lonnie told me, remember, because she was
No,
just,
no. Let me stop you.
yes,
On the night of, either you or the owner, right?
yeah,
The allegations that are made in this police report from her.
yeah.
What was your understanding of her? Because the police showed up, right? Were you aware of that?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's two sides to our bar. I was on the side where the front door wasn't. So the only thing that I saw of this lady was her trying to go up and down the stairs. But after that, I didn't hear anything else
Okay.
about it until the incident ended like way later at the end of the night.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, she called 911 from her house. I talked to her at her house, not at the sidebar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We don't allow public restroom. Like you can't use our restroom if you're not a patron because crazy things happen down there. Obviously, you're in downtown, whatever, but a lot of people don't like that. And that night, from my understanding, she was trying to use the bathroom with the person that she was with, and they kept trying to tell her no. And she
Okay.
still was trying. So
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the allegation of failure to call the police, but since,
I don't really feel like anything happened that week.
yeah, exactly. And that your testimony is consistent with that. So I think I have enough on that aspect of it. I think that's all I have right now. Thank you.
I just want to confirm, was she a patron that evening? Or you said that you don't usually invite the public, but was she
So
a patron
that night, I'm not sure if she was actually there as a patron. Since then, she has been there as a patron. That night only remember her trying to use the bathroom and them telling her that she couldn't use a public restroom after a while. And then I saw her leaving with Lonnie and Phil because she was kind of like trying to throw herself down the stairs. And Phil kind of like stopped her. And then they were walking towards with her towards the door. I thought she left. I thought everything was fine. We didn't hear anything about it after. There was like no crazy incident that like stood out that we should have called the cops or anything. And then we got the summons like I don't know, it was like a week later and that's when Phil was like I think it was that lady that like we tried to like, get out, the one that was like really drunk with Lonnie and it ended up being her. So
Did you do any internal investigation to see whether her card had been charged for a drink that evening? And to see
no, I'm not sure, but I can look. I didn't look that day. Sorry.
Okay. And was she invited to testify today? Does she know?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so I think I have one more thing in the way of advisory. And I think we'll docket this, but I just want to let you know, right? You were visited by detectives on the 19th. Okay. So with allegations such as this, you should do a search of your video.
Okay.
So that would have been within the time that your video overwrote. So I'll take it as a mistake now, but we're going to docket that you've been advised that with allegations such as this, that she's been thrown to the ground by an employee, we would expect you to look at your video and either confirm or refute that with video evidence.
Okay.
So the expectation is that you would have that evidence.
Okay.
So as long as you're visited and know the allegations within that time period of overwriting, we expect you to have that video for us.
Okay.
And that goes for any other internal investigation. Talk to your employees, have them do affidavits and, look at your records.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything further from the board on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 2, 1222 LLC, located at 1222 Washington Street. Date of the incident, September 29th, 2024. Patron on patron drink spiking in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? Oh, sorry. You're on mute right now. Oh, you're still on mute. Hang on.
So we done now, sir?
Yes, you are done.
Thank you so much for your help, sir.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please identify yourself for the board.
Rob Menke, Mannke. I'm one of the managers at 1222 Cathedral Station on Washington Street, Cathedral Station.
Thank you, Mr. Maker. We're getting a lot of feedback from your audio. You're a little hard to hear and there's a lot of echo going on. I don't know if there's other.
Let's see here. I've been doing this in a long time. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You might be on multiple devices or something like that.
Let's try that.
Okay. While you are working that out in the meantime, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Lieutenant Dario Piancelli from Boston Police.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Yes, Pamela Romero.
Thank you, Ms. Romero, for being with us this morning. With that, Mr. Menke, let's see if we can get you back on camera so that we can serve you in. Mr. Menke, are you still with us?
Go.
There we go. Sir, are you also on as Rob's iPhone? Is that you as well?
I have my computer. I'm also trying to. It wasn't working, so I turned the iPhone on, but I can't see the picture of the iPhone.
Yep, it looks like you're on twice as both, your name right now and also Rob's iPhone. I think that's the feedback is we're hearing audio from at the same time, potentially. You may want to mute one or the other so we can only hear us once. And then I'm going to ask you to come back on camera so that we can swear you in, please, before the board.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. Could you all please raise your right hand?
Thank you very much. Could you all please raise your right hand? Thank you very much. Could you all please raise your right hand?
Yeah, Mr. There we go. Yep. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, Lieutenant Fancelli. If you could please read the police report into the record for the board.
Good morning. On Tuesday, October 1st, victim Ms. Romero walked into District 4, reported she believed she was drugged and robbed while at 1222 Washington Street in Boston. Ms. Romero further stated that on Sunday, 9/29, at about 8:49 p.m., she met with their neighbor, Carlo, at Cathedral Station. She stated that she had 2 drinks that were served to her at a table by a waiter. She then noticed she had been charged for 3 drinks, so she left their table to go resolve the issue and speak with the server. She stated that her neighbor, Ms. Charlotte, took a picture and a video of her at 11:02 p.m. passed out at their table. She stated that the last thing she remembers before arriving on the 10th floor of her building was, that's the last thing she remembered. The victim stated she did not remember how she got home, but does remember sitting on her couch in the common area of the floor of her building when she was leaving. At the time, she tried to stand up, but she felt like she was sedated and under anesthesia. Ms. Romero stated that she woke up the following day and didn't feel well, missed work and an appointment. She stated that her neighbor asked what she had, what had occurred throughout the evening. She became defensive and blocked the victim's phone number. She then discovered that her jewelry that she was wearing that evening was missing. Ms. Romero stated that she had a doctor's appointment for an evaluation and requested a drug test to try to detect whether or not something was put in her drink. She also stated that she checked her credit card statement and the server and establishment had corrected the bill. I then responded along with Sergeant Stoddard. We responded down to 1222 Washington Street and issued the Code 35 violation. That's all from me.
Thank you for that. Ms. Romero, we'll hear from you in just a moment. I'd just like to ask Mr. Menke if you would like to address the alleged incident before the board. Oh, you're back on mute. I need to unmute one device so you can speak to us.
How's that?
No. Are you hearing audio from us on both of your devices right now? You need to mute one of them. You'll need to turn the audio off on either your phone or your computer. That's the problem, is you're hearing us twice, so we're hearing ourselves back in your audio. Hang on, you're on mute again. There we go.
There we go. I'm so sorry to tie you all up like that.
No worries.
Yes, it was a Tuesday night. Our bar is also separated by 2 halves, a dining room and a bar area. Servers are usually on top of everything in that dining room, and they would most likely have seen something in the way of someone putting something in somebody's drink. It's a absolutely no way kind of a thing for our establishment. It's just being where it is and being a gay sports bar, we're always kind of on the lookout for something strange or out of the ordinary like that. But the server did say that he did not see anything.
Thank you, Mr. Menke. Commissioner Carn, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions at this time? Or would you like to hear from Ms. Romero first, or move to questions for the?
I have no questions at this time.
Same. I would like to hear from all parties.
Okay. Ms. Romero, if you would like to provide any testimony before the board to consider.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for, giving me a chance to speak in regards to this matter. And the statement I'm about to make not only comes from me as the victim, but also a former bartender and a longtime resident of the South End, which is basically down the street from my house where it happened. It's right in my community. the incident actually happened on a Sunday night, not a Tuesday night. It was September 29th, 2024. I met with my neighbor there. It was an empty dining room. I want to just make sure that the board knows like certain facts of that night. When I came in, it was an empty dining room. It was just Chrissy and I sitting at the table. I ordered a drink from the server. His name was Lucky. And one of the things that I did notice was that he did not make eye contact with me when he served me the drink, that he appeared to be a little nervous. And I didn't think of anything at the time, but in hindsight, that was a red flag when he said to me, oh, these shakers, they don't, the tops are not staying on or something like that. And I didn't think anything of it because I've been a bartender before, and yeah, those shakers tend to not stay on. Sometimes they don't even come off when you're like putting them in the dishwasher at the end of the night. And that was it. And I just ordered a second drink when he told us that he was cashing out, and I gave him my card, and that's when I noticed that he had overcharged me. He charged me for 3 drinks. That's the only time that I left the table, was to go, like, basically the way that they're set up is that in the dining room, it's like at the end of the dining room, there's like the server station. So that's about it. And that's the last thing I remember. But Chrissy was still at the table when I left to go take care of that. And he told me that, yeah, the previous transaction was voided. And I went back to my table. That's the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember is Chrissy and I upstairs in the common area of my building. It was around like 2:00 in the morning, and she was telling me that she couldn't stay any longer, that, I should try to get up and go down to my apartment. And that's when I immediately knew that I was given something, because I could not stand up. It felt like I was under anesthesia, like I couldn't feel my legs. I had to hold myself up with the wall, basically, and to go down my hallway to make it into my apartment. Once I was in my apartment, I dropped to the ground because whatever was given to me at the time was, reacting badly to me. And I crawled into my bathroom, and I literally thought I was gonna die. I just became very ill and just very scared for my life at that point. I ended up falling back asleep and missing an appointment that day that I had in the morning with my doctor. They had been calling me the whole morning. I missed work around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. I called my doctor. Luckily, he took my call. It's unlikely that I missed an appointment like that, and that's when they told me to grab all my stuff and head to Boston. Not all my stuff, I mean, like all the clothes that I wore that night, and head to Boston Medical Center. They were gonna give the emergency room like the heads up that I was coming, and when I went, I met with the BARC team. They were extremely helpful to me, and I had to get like a toxicology report done. I had to get a rape kit done, which was not fun. And yeah, and I reported it to the police station. And it wasn't until 4 months later that I got the test results. The rape kit, thank God, was like negative and everything. But the toxicology report showed a cocktail of drugs. I wasn't just given one drug, I was given several ones. One of them being an anticonvulsant that is used for treating epilepsy and end-of-life care for seizures. So it was obviously deliberately given to me by somebody, knowing that the effect that it was going to happen on me. I know this because the detective, Sergeant Dana Barrett, gave me the results of the test. He didn't even know what these drugs were at all either. I suggested that I call my doctor to ask him when I was on the phone with detective, and I was like, I can ask my doctor. They are, they are in the know. They were the first contact that the person I contacted in regards to this. And he was like, yeah, call me back, find out, call me back. And I called him back, and my doctor was, just as worried, extremely concerned with the fact that I was, given that with alcohol, I could have very easily had an OD'd on it. You're not supposed to take any kind of prescription with alcohol at all. And the fact that, my friend who was with me, well, my neighbor also, she took video of me being at the establishment. And you can see the staff walking behind me. As a former bartender, I can tell you that there's a difference of seeing somebody who had too much to drink and somebody who is completely out cold. Usually the person who had a lot to drink will, kind of argue with you, will say to you that they're not drunk usually, would want water or would want another drink, et cetera, et cetera. If you see the video, which I've sent to the board, I am completely out. I'm not even in a position where you can where it looks like I, put my head down. It's just like my arm is like this and my head it's almost like I collapse. And that's exactly what my neighbor said, that all of a sudden I just lost consciousness. And I don't understand why an establishment that tries to keep people safe, being, LGBTQ plus place, would not call the police. That all an ambulance, like we, in the community that we live in, the South End, it's no secret that we have a huge crime and violence problem. This is not just, known to like the residents, but it's also known to the businesses because we see it every day. It's like we see these, and I say this with like absolutely no hate or any judgment in my heart, because these people are like at their lowest, and it's heartbreaking to see them that way. But you have to call the police sometimes to kind of find out, are they alive? What is going on with them? I've had to call the police a couple of times because I've witnessed crimes being done on other people's property, like trying to break into cars, etc. So for an establishment to be, in the community for that long and not call the police on somebody is extremely alarming, and is very neglectful, and it shows the little compassion and like lack of basic human decency that these people had. I mean, it's not that hard to find out what the advisories are from the board. I mean, I found them right online. Number 5, it says licenses must ensure that their employees call 911 to report criminal activity or serious medical emergencies, such as drug overdoses or severe impairment. At that point, nobody knew what was going on with me. At that point, it could have been anything. I could have been having a major medical situation happening to me. Like I could have been having a heart attack, could have been having, the number of medical issues that cause you to lose consciousness. Or it could have been on the other extreme, which I could have been having an overdose, right? Given the nature of the community, it would happen more often than not, correct? So, yeah, at that point, somebody should have called the police. Somebody should have acted. It's like bartending 101 to like notice if somebody is actually having a hard time, because you are liable for people that come into your establishment. Not only if you're serving them alcohol, but like overall.
Thank you, Ms. Romero. I think we might see at this time if there are any questions from the board for the lieutenant or the licensed premise or yourself. See Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon.
I guess my first question would be for the premises? Do you have any video?
We do not have videos. No.
Okay. Sorry. So the Miss Romero has described someone named Lucky. Do you know who that might be?
We do.
All right, who is that?
He was a server at the time, a new server at the time. So he may have been nervous and not made eye contact.
Okay, that's all you know about him. Can you tell us about like how long had he been working there?
Great kid. He started as a door person, just checking IDs, making sure there was nothing really happening out of the ordinary, letting the management know if anything did happen. So he's aware of.
You might have stated this, but were you there that night?
It's a Sunday. I was not there.
Okay. Did you try to bring someone to us that was there that night, has personal knowledge of this night?
The other manager was like, I don't think anybody really knew what was going on.
What does that mean?
The management.
No, did you try to bring someone to us today?
You mean the manager on duty or Lucky?
Let's start with anyone who was there that night who has personal knowledge of this evening.
Okay. It'll be Lucky, the gentleman involved. He has moved to Nevada. I'm not able to get in touch with him. And the manager on duty didn't recall anything out of the ordinary that evening.
No. Did you try to bring him today? I don't want secondhand testimony. Testimony is limited to people with personal knowledge.
No.
Okay, why didn't you bring that manager? You don't have video and you don't have a live witness for us.
The owner asked me to sit in on this meeting. That's why I'm here today.
Okay.
If Chrissy was her girlfriend with her at the table, why wouldn't Chrissy let people know that she was having an episode or?
I don't know. We don't have any testimony from your side. Right? That's why I'm asking for a live witness and why you didn't bring one today. It says clearly on the notice that people with personal knowledge should be brought to the hearing. So, as far as I'm concerned, you have nothing to say. You weren't there. You have no information that's helpful to us. Lucky Wood, and what is Lucky's name? What is his real name, by the way?
Bias. I can't think of his last name off the top.
Could you get us his information and send it to us after the hearing?
Certainly.
And what do you know of the circumstances of him moving to Nevada?
He was searching for a better job. He had an opportunity in Nevada.
Okay.
When did he leave the establishment?
He's been gone 6 months or 8 months, maybe.
How convenient.
I don't, Ms. Romero, we don't need comments. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Saxon for the moment. I may have more questions.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm sorry that you went through that. That sounds pretty bad. Do you recall whether Chrissy knew Lucky? Have you been in the establishment before? Let me just ask those two questions first, and then I have.
So this was my first time there. I've lived in the South End for about 6 years now. I know of the place. I've just never been there. That was my first time there. I do have a suspicion that they knew each other. And I mainly say this because of the text messages that I received from her that night after I lost consciousness. One of them was, I sent it all over to the board as well. One of them was, come sit with us. And I was like, wondering who us was, because as far as I can recall, I was only meeting her, and it was only her and I at the in an empty dining room at that night. And the only other person there was Lucky. And the other reason why I think they knew each other is because when the night that I confronted her, like the next day that I confronted her, I told her that I had strong suspicion that something was put on my drink, and she said that basically the only person that could have put something in my drink was the server, but that he is gay and that he didn't really want to talk to me. And that was another red flag, because I was like, how could he talk to me if I was unconscious? The only times that I remember talking to him was to order my drink and to confront him when they overcharged me, which, by the way, I forgot to point out is that they didn't end up voiding that first charge. So they charged me twice. And the second, I know this because I kept looking at my bank statements, and there was no credit being given to me by them. And I had to call them. I spoke with somebody named John Sass or something like that, who gave me a very hard time on the phone, I might add. He kept asking me why I didn't have a receipt, that they didn't know if I was even there. And the reason why I didn't have a receipt is because I didn't sign my receipt because I was unconscious. And I didn't want to give my cover away just in case it was going to affect the investigation in any way. So I had to send them my bank statement, basically, and I didn't get my refund until about a month later. So.
Did you go to any other establishment, any other bar, any other place where you had drinks before going to 12/22?
Nope, and I can provide proof of that. I can provide the actual Lyft information that I took from my house to Cathedral Station that night. So I was home all day.
And Rob, did you do any internal investigation to corroborate that there was no one else as patrons in the establishment that day? Did you speak to Lucky? Did you get his statement? Did you speak to any other person that worked there that night? What did you do?
We had spoken, am I on mute?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. I had spoken to the manager that was on that night. And again, he didn't see anything wrong. Two people in the dining room, they don't really get all that much attention. There's more going on the bar side. But to think that Lucky had something to do with spiking your drink is ridiculous. Lucky is such a sweet guy. He has seen people get spiked, and he knows what happens. He's gone to a club and seen this before at other places. So the thought of Lucky doing this to you is ridiculous. It's ludicrous. Somebody in my establishment would never.
Well, they did, and the only proof that
I think it might have been your girlfriend.
Report.
Okay, we need to have one.
We're not doing back and forth, guys.
I think you just take a better look at
another. I'm going to jump in with another question. Does Cathedral Station have a uniform for employees?
Yes, everybody's in a black T-shirt
with maybe a symbol on the chest
with a logo. Yes.
Okay. And what would your description of Lucky be?
He's about 5'11", Puerto Rican, very thin.
Do you recall what his hair looked like around this time?
It changed color probably. It's blondish, brownish.
Could it have been like blondish, like out at the front and maybe darker on the sides?
Could have been, yes.
Okay, so if she's showing us a video alleged to be from Chrissy with someone with that shirt and that symbol and that hair approaching her, would I be wrong to presume that was Lucky looking at her?
That's most likely Lucky. I've not seen this video yet.
Yeah, well, we have it. And I am inclined at this point, based on the evidence, to conclude that this is Lucky walking towards her in this video.
Okay.
Do you have any objection to that, or do you think that's probably Lucky?
It's probably Lucky. Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have at this moment.
Commissioner Saxon, do you have any further questions?
Not at the moment, thank you.
Great. If there are no further questions from the board, then we will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you all for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Item number 3 will be rescheduled to the next available hearing date. Moving on, calling item number 4, Little Haiti International Cuisine LLC, doing business as Little Haiti International Cuisine, located at 1184 Hyde Park Ave in Hyde Park. Date of the incident, May 24th, 2025. Patrons inside after 1:30 a.m. closing hour in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Officer Clement here. Oh,
Sorry, someone speaking right now. Who is present on behalf of Little Haiti International Cuisine? Do we have anybody with us on behalf of Little Haiti? We will contact the licensee and take a second call. Calling item number 5, 186 Harvard Ave Bar LLC, doing business as Han, located at 178 to 188 Harvard Ave in Alston. Date of the incident, May 26th, 2025. Assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, patron on employee in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A. And assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 15A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Commissioners. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the licensee. With us this morning, Benny Kwong, who's one of the ownership representatives, and Matt Sipia, who's the general manager who was on duty on the night in question. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Good morning, sir. My name is Detective Robert Connor with the Boston Police Department, assigned to District D14.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Sergeant Detective Gallagher and Detective Hernandez were assigned to follow up, and we're with Detective Connor during the LPV if necessary.
Great. Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you, Detective Connor. If you could please proceed with the report read into the record for the board.
Good morning, sir. Yes, on Monday, May 26th, 2025, at approximately 2:00 a.m., patrol officers from District D14 responded to a radio call for a stabbing at the Han nightclub located at 186 Harvard Ave in Brighton, Mass. Upon arrival, officers located 2 stabbing victims, victim number 1, Gilbert Kabamba, and victim number 2, Anthony Chen. Sen stated there was an altercation in the VIP section, and during the altercation, he noticed that he had been stabbed. Kabamba was working security for the Han nightclub on the above date. A male later identified by District D14 detectives as Jose Tavares Jr. was in the VIP section of the nightclub. Tavares was standing on a table in the VIP section and was smoking a cigarette. He was told by a staff member numerous times to get off of the table and to stop smoking a cigarette, to which Tavares did not comply. After being asked to get off of the table and put the cigarette out, Tavares stated, quote, "What are you going to do about it?" End quote. Kabamba stated that as he attempted to eject Tavares, he was slapped by an Asian female inside the VIP section. Kabamba attempted to remove Tavares and the female. Kabamba stated that Tavares then pulled out a knife and slashed him on his right forearm. Kabamba described Tavares as being a Hispanic male dressed in a long-sleeve white shirt. While Kabamba was being treated at the hospital, Kabamba's stepbrother, identified as there's a little typo there. Kabamba's stepbrother is identified as Patrick Mayomo. Mayomo stated that he received a text message from an unidentified employee of the nightclub. The text message contained a picture of Tavares. A witness identified as Han nightclub security member Jaden Ellis Smith observed Kabamba telling Tavares to get off the table. The witness then noticed a struggle and went to help Kabamba. The witness then noticed the suspect swinging wildly as a big fight erupted. Another witness, identified as Han nightclub security member Jordan Riggs, observed Tavares pull something out and start swinging the object. The witness observed Tavares stab Kabamba and another person, and the second victim, Andrew Chen, while he was swinging wildly. Another witness, identified as Han nightclub cocktail waitress Amy Danielle Sanchez, observed Tavares pay a bill with a credit card for the VIP table, alcohol, and bottle service. This witness stated that Tavares was involved in the stabbing incident. Sanchez provided 2 receipts that the suspect in the stabbing had signed for. The 2 receipts at the VIP table were paid for with an American Express credit card. The name identifying the credit card on the signature line was Jose Jr. 1 receipt was signed and the name on the signature is not clear. The second receipt had the writing, quote, "I love you," with a heart, signed Jacqueline. Sanchez informed Officer Chris Curtin that she was a cocktail waitress or bottle server for the VIP section. She said that the suspect was standing on a table smoking a cigarette and was asked numerous times by Kabamba to get off of the table. Sanchez stated that Tavares refused, stating that he had spent a lot of money in the nightclub and that he could do whatever he wanted to. Sanchez said that Kabamba knocked the cigarette away from him and attempted to escort him down. To this, Sanchez said that the suspect started swinging at Kabamba. On the night of May 26, 2025, the Han nightclub had a photographer identified as Cam Heisner, who was taking pictures throughout the night. Officer Andrew Kelly spoke with Heisner, who stated he had pictures of the suspect in the stabbing. Heisner provided the pictures of the suspect to Officer Kelly and identified the person in the pictures as the suspect who did the stabbing. The suspect, later identified as Tavares, was a male with medium to dark complexion, wearing a black beanie hat with a cross emblem on it, a grayish white lawn sleeve shirt with distinct markings, tan pants, and was carrying a black Louis Vuitton backpack worn backwards on his stomach. Officer Kelly then spoke with Riggs, who confirmed the person in the images, Tavares, was the same individual who Heisner had identified as a suspect and the suspect who committed the stabbing. After the altercation, District D14 detectives recovered video from the Han nightclub owner, Ji Chan. Chan provided video of what he described as the assailant fleeing the VIP section after the altercation. Tavares hastily navigates through the crowd of the club. He provided another video to District D14 detectives of what he described as the assailant running out of the club entrance. Tavares is wearing the same shirt, hat, and tan pants that were captured in Heisner's photographs. Detective Stephen Lizardo obtained video from the Wild Duck located at 1229 Commonwealth Ave. The video depicts Tavares wearing the same clothing mentioned above, running through the alley away from the nightclub. Officer Chris Curtin stated that Tavares attempted to return to a 2023 black BMW X7, New York registration Lima Alpha Juliet 2753, which was parked in front of the Han nightclub, but witnesses stopped him from doing so. District 14 officers located a party identified as Ebenezer Gomes, who was attempting to move the black BMW X7, again, New York registration Lima Alpha Juliet 2753. New York registration Lima Alpha Juliet 2753 is owned by Enterprise, a car rental company. In reviewing a law enforcement database, there were several reports in which Gomes was with Tavares in several incidents. Enterprise law enforcement security line was contacted and they informed D14 detectives that the vehicle was rented by Jose Jr., who resided at 700 County Road in Pocasset, Massachusetts. According to CGIS, again, a law enforcement database, Jose Tavares resides at 700 County Road in Pocasset, Mass. Tavares' license picture strongly matches the same suspect photographed in the Han nightclub by Heisman. Furthermore, Tavares' suspended Massachusetts license to carry picture strongly matches the same suspect photographed in the Han nightclub by Heisman. It should be noted that this supplemental report does not encompass the entirety of the incident in this investigation. It is merely reduced to all the facts relevant for the purposes of probable cause. An arrest warrant was sought and was further granted for Jose Tavares for 2 counts of assault and battery, dangerous weapon, to wit, knife. And just an additional supplemental report, sir. On June 1st, 2025, at approximately 12:10 hours, the Kilo 810, which is myself, Detective Connor, the Victor 923, Sergeant Gallagher, and the Victor 815, Detective Eddie Hernandez, conducted a licensed premise check, or code 35, at the Han nightclub located at 186 Harvard Ave in Brighton, Massachusetts. Licensed premise violation 019826 was issued for ABDW patron on employee and ABDW patron on patron as a result of the double stabbing that occurred on May 26, 2025. Han nightclub manager Matthew Skiblia received the licensed premise violation and signed for it. As a result of the licensed premise check, there was no other violations observed, and all appropriate licenses were posted. And that concludes my testimony, sir.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Attorney Quilty, would you like to address the alleged incident?
If I may, could I just have a few questions for the detective, please? Good morning, Detective.
Good morning, sir.
You did the follow-up on June 1st, correct, after the incident had occurred?
I was assigned the investigation, yes.
And did the management cooperate with you?
They did.
And just looking at the licensed premise inspection notice, the number 019826, were the police called? The box yes is checked. By whom? It does not indicate. Our information is that Mr. Sibilia is the person who called the police. Is that your information as well?
I do not recall whom called 911. I do believe there was numerous 911 calls regarding the incident.
Okay, and Mr. Sibilia is with us, and he will testify that he indeed made the call that night. Your reports, the various reports, indicated that both photographic and video evidence of the occurrence were provided by the establishment to the detectives. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the violation is that an employee was one of the victims. That's Mr. Kambala, I believe. And the other person was a patron. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And other than those two, was there anybody else injured to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, nobody else was injured.
Okay. And you have no, I'm going to ask a question, whether or not you have personal knowledge of the actual night of the incident.
I'm sorry, can you rephrase that or repeat that?
Yeah. Did you observe the night of the actual incident? Did you observe anything yourself? Or you're reading reports of people who gave reports to the police? No, you weren't there the night it happened. That's my question.
I responded after the fact. I was called in probably about 5 o'clock, 5:30. I responded.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And your knowledge of the person who did the stabbing is based upon the video, the photos, and the testimony that you've just read to us.
My knowledge of whom the suspect was a collection of investigative means and photographs that were collected. Yes.
Right. Okay. And has this person now been charged?
He was, as indicated in the report. An arrest warrant was issued and granted.
Okay. Okay. And again, the establishment cooperated with you at all times.
They did.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I have no further questions at this moment. I'm going to ask Mr. Sibilia to testify. If I'm not totally butchering his name. Matt, can you get on the screen here?
Yep.
Here.
Mr. Scabilia.
Yeah. Is he? Do you have him?
That's me.
Okay. I can't see you, but I'm going to presume you're on. Just give us your name and your title with regard to your work at the premises, please.
My name is Matthew Scabilia. I'm the GM at Han.
Okay. Matt, you're kind of sound like you're swimming in water there. Can you adjust your mic?
I don't know how else I can.
It should be better. Mr. Kwang was muted.
Yeah, I think you're in the same spot. We're getting feedback. I just muted Mr. Kwang.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. So Matt, just start over again quickly. Your name and your title.
Yeah, my name is Matthew Scabilia.
Okay. And are you the general manager of the establishment?
Yes.
Okay. And on the night in question, did you make personal observations about an incident that occurred that was just described in the various police reports?
Yes.
Okay. And was the defining moment, if you will, the fact that this gentleman was up on a table smoking a cigarette? Is that what led to this incident?
That's what I was told. And when I got to the incident, I observed that, yes.
Okay. And what did you and what did you observe your staff do in that regard?
By the time I got from the front to the back where the incident happened, the security was attempting to tell the man to leave. I myself told the guy, "Hey, I don't know what's going on, but the commotion's happening. Let's separate. Let's get you out of here." I took the guy out, and while we were walking out, people behind started shouting, "He stabbed" or "He sliced," and the guy took off out the front door.
This is the person you were trying to get out of the establishment.
Yes, I went personally and took him out. And while we were walking out, somebody behind us had said, "Hey, he might have a knife or something." Somebody was sliced.
Okay.
And the man started running out the front door.
Okay. And did you see whether or not he had a weapon?
He turned, we looked face to face. I seen his hands. I did not see anything in his hands. So I don't know what he used. We've been trying to figure it out. It didn't look to me like it could have been a knife. Maybe it was something that he concealed. I seen his hands and I didn't see anything in his hands.
Okay. So do you believe that he indeed was the stabber?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And do you have any idea what it is that he would have stabbed anybody with? Was it a razor, perhaps? Was it something?
We search at the front door. We do a hand search and we also wand. So we searched, and I talked to my front doorman who explained that they searched the guy thoroughly. They didn't find anything on him. They searched, so it might have been something small, concealed. I've been trying to figure that out.
Okay. And did you, what then happened after the person got away and ran down the street? What next occurred inside?
Inside, nobody knew what happened. It wasn't a big commotion. Nobody really knew what happened. So the second person that was sliced was actually his friend who was trying to stop the incident. So there wasn't a fight inside between patrons. There wasn't a big problem. The night was a good night and everyone continued on. There was no riot. There was no crazy scramble for the door. When the guy left, I said, "Hey, shut it down. Turn the lights on. Let's shut it down." And people left without incidents. The guy ran across. I said, "Let him go. We're not going to chase a guy. He's gone. Let him go." The more important part was to help the guys that were bleeding. I personally called the police. I got the ambulance. They got there as soon as possible, and the two people were put in the ambulances.
Okay. And do you believe that you and your staff acted appropriately in regard to how you handled this matter?
Yes, I believe we did everything we could possibly do. We told the guy a few times. I was told throughout the night, like, "Hey, guy, come on, can you put that out? I know you're having a good time, but we can't have smoking in here." He was, towards the end of the night, the security said, "All right," and he personally took the cigarette out of the guy's hand, and that led to the altercation.
Okay. And he made statements like, "I've spent a lot of money, you can't tell me what to do," or something like that.
From what I was told, that was what he had said. He was standing on the table and he was doing that. It was a good night for the most part, and then maybe towards the end, we had enough. And said, "All right, come on, guy."
And were you aware when you let the person, not let him, but when you observed him running away, were you aware at the time that you had both video and photographic evidence to provide to the police about this person?
Yes, that's why I wasn't too concerned. If he had done that to somebody, let's just get him out of the building. Let him go. He can get out. We're not going to chase somebody that may have something, a weapon or so. So I made sure he left the building. I followed him out the building. Once he started running down the alley, that was it for me,
Okay. And and Mr. Chong, who was mentioned in the police report, the owner, personally provided video evidence to the Boston Police Department. Is that correct?
Yes, we cooperated with everything they asked. We had the photographer's pictures, the club videos, everything that we could provide, we did.
Okay. And just describe again for the board your security procedures at the front door?
Yes, so we check the IDs. We hand search, and we also have the wand that we use as well. We check both. So we go thorough search. We have female security here for the women. We have men for the guys. We're pretty good with security searching.
And other than this incident, as bad as it was, nothing else occurred that night?
No, it was a great night.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Sevilla, the board members may have some questions for you, so just hold on.
Attorney Quilty, are you in possession of the videos that were provided? Can you get them to us, or should I ask the police if they have them?
I assuming Mr. Chong is out of the country, which is why he couldn't be here today.
Yep.
Mr. Kwong may know. Benny, do you know is the video still preserved?
Yes, if we needed, we can have my partner Jin Chung to forward it to court.
Okay.
Okay.
So why don't you, Benny, it's probably just simpler for you to forward it to me, and then I will forward it on to the commissioners.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sitting here at this moment, I think that the most relevant video, and so I would ask if you have it, is video of searches taking place at the front door, if you have that, and then video of the table area where this happened, including if you have the time preceding when the actual stabbing happened.
Matt, you got that? So we're trying to determine whether or not there was anything else going on at the time that the stabbings occurred.
Sure. So the time was probably about 1:53 a.m. We have those videos. We did not save the front door video. I wasn't aware that I should have done, as videos overlap, they erase. So we saved video of the night, but I don't believe we have video of the searching procedures that we do now.
Please do a review and see if it has been preserved, and if not, Mr. Commissioner Carn, would you want him to write up a statement of what they did on the night in question? Matt, can you do that?
Yeah, I can go through the videos and see, because we saved a lot of the videos from that night, so I'm sure they might have some earlier the night, maybe when the guy came in, if we can find us searching him. I'll look for that.
That would be helpful.
Okay, from my perspective, I do think it's understandable if you didn't keep those videos, but I would appreciate, as your attorney said, to look for them if you have them.
Of course.
I personally accept your testimony for what it's worth, that searches were being done that night. But in the future, as an advisory, sometimes the criminal investigation has a little bit different focus than our investigation. If you've been written up for assault and battery, most of the time we're going to focus on the foreseeability and your actions leading up to it. So something like searches at the front door and keeping video of that would be very relevant for our purposes. So I'd advise you in the future to try to keep video of that nature. That's just for future purposes. I think I had another question, but I'm blanking out at the moment. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Sachs, and maybe it'll come to me.
How long was the assailant in the establishment before the incident occurred?
I'd say probably an hour and a half. It was a late crowd for him. He came later.
I do have another question. It would be for the police. Do we have, upon investigation, the police aware of what the weapon might have been?
Yes, sir. It is not mentioned in the report because I was able to retrieve a witness video that was taken at the table, and that was collected and observed after this supplemental report had been authored. But in that video, there is a visible altercation that breaks out, and the suspect, Mr. Tavares, is seen with a very small knife. It appears almost like a pocket knife, and I believe it was his right hand. And he is seen, he's seen on video with his right hand, in a slashing motion. As my report indicated, he was swinging wildly, as the witnesses indicated, and in one of the frames, I was able to observe that he did have a very small knife, which appeared to be a pocket style knife in his hand.
All right, that appears to be in line with the theory of the premises that it was something very small. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Like I said, it was small. It was not a large knife by any means.
Thank you.
Any further questions from the board at this time? Please do provide any video in the licensee's possession of the incident itself, and if there are any videos of the door checking from that evening. With that, the board will take this matter under advisement at this time.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And you.
Yes.
Calling item number 6, Barcelona South End LLC, doing business as Barcelona, located at 525 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, May 27th, 2025. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, everyone. Attorney Tyler Hensler here on behalf of the licensee. And joining me should be Alex Falconer, the manager.
Yep, I'm Alex. I'm here.
Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I am Detective Hernandez.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, if need be.
Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Detective Hernandez, if you could please read the report to the record for the board.
Good morning. I'm going to read from police report, which I wrote on Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Sergeant Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to the BPD licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Barcelona restaurant. As detectives walked into the establishment, they observed multiple patrons drinking sangria. Detectives noticed these patrons looked young and asked them to produce identification to confirm their ages. The patrons initially stated they were 21 years old and provided driver's licenses. They were eventually discovered to be fraudulent. The fraudulent driver's licenses were confiscated by detectives, and the following patrons were positively identified. A Miss Elisa Rodriguez provided a fraudulent Pennsylvania driver's license stating that her date of birth was 8/3/2002. Miss Rodriguez then provided her true valid New Jersey driver's license, which confirmed her actual date of birth is 8/3/2004. And then a Miss Isha Kelker produced a fraudulent Connecticut driver's license stating her date of birth was 6/14/2002. Ms. Kelker then provided her true valid Mass driver's license, which confirmed her actual date of birth to be 6/15/2005. Individuals with fraudulent driver's license were summoned to court for persons under 21 in possession of alcohol and false misuse of an RV document. Detectives brought all these matters to the attention of the person in charge, Mr. Raphael Anaya. As a result of what was discovered, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license for inspection notice 022003 for persons under 21 years old in possession of alcohol on premise. Mr. Anaya signed for and accepted the notice. So,
thank you. Attorney Hensler, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, Detective Hernandez. Were the licensee's management and staff cooperative on the evening of May 27th?
Yes, sir, they were.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you, Detective.
Thanks.
Alex, could you please state your full name for the record?
My name's Alex Falconer.
And what is your role at the restaurant?
I am the manager.
Okay, and can you tell me what happened on the night of May 27th?
Oh, yeah, there was a party of, I believe it was 6. They were served with alcohol with their meal, and 2 of them ended up being underage with fake IDs.
Okay. Were these individuals carded at the point of service by their servers?
Yes, they were all carded.
Okay.
2 were fake.
They were fake. Okay. How did you find out that these were fake IDs?
The Boston police came in and carded the individuals and found that 2 were fake after they used a scanner.
Okay, they used a scanner to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the police give you any instructions on how you might prevent the future service of alcohol to persons under 21 years of age?
Yeah, they advised us to get the same scanners that they were using because the fake IDs, I guess, these days are really high quality and hard to pick out with the naked eye.
Okay, so what did you do?
We started right away looking for the best scanners that would work for us, and we had them in use by June 2nd. We started using them.
Okay. And did you implement any other measures to make sure you'd catch fake IDs in the future?
Yeah, we implemented a new policy where we are carding anybody that appears under the age of 40. If it's a mass ID with a birthday under 25 years or an out-of-state ID, then that ID gets scanned.
Okay, so you scan any mass ID under 25 and any out-of-state ID, no matter what the age,
Yes.
as long as they appear under 40. Okay.
Right.
And has this policy been working, have you found?
Yes, it has been working. We're catching fake IDs, at least 1 or 2 a week.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Alex.
Thank you.
So the May 27th incident seems to be the result of the increasingly high-quality fake IDs that are available today. The patrons in question were asked by Barcelona Wine Bar staff for ID at the time of service, and they provided what the Boston police described at the time as high quality but ultimately fake IDs. This is not an excuse. The licensee understands that they have to be better, and they realize that they have to up their security in order to continue to responsibly and safely serve alcohol in the city of Boston. Traditionally, they've never had to use scanners at the restaurant, but in the wake of this incident, as you just heard, they listened to the advice received by the Boston police and immediately went to work inserting scanner use into the daily operations at the restaurant. They found a model of scanner that they like and met their specifications and had it implemented by June 2nd, mere days after the violation citation was given to them and before they even received notice of this hearing. They have found, you just heard, that the scanners work. They have caught a number of fake IDs since implementing. They have also retrained their staff to use the scanners effectively and implemented new policies about when and how to ask for IDs. And we're happy to submit a copy of that to the board for their review. In summation, the Barcelona Wine Bar responded to this incident quickly and effectively and have done everything that they can to make sure that this does not happen again in their restaurant. After adjusting their security and ID policies in the wake of this incident, they look forward to being able to responsibly serve alcohol in Boston in the days ahead. With that, we thank you for your time, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Commissioner Carn, Commissioner Saxon.
Had any of these measures that you've taken after the fact, have they been, considered by the business beforehand?
Alex, can you answer that?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, and do you have other Barcelonas in other towns and other related restaurants within Boston? Are these methods used in other locations? Or have they
started to roll it out?
What's that?
We're starting to roll it out into the other locations. Yes.
Okay, so you're going to roll it out into the other Boston restaurants that are related to Barcelona. Okay, thank you.
I'm just curious, what was your rate of being able to catch fake IDs before these new policies in the scanner? You said 1 to 2 a week you're doing now, but what was your rate before?
Yeah. I mean, it was less, but we would still catch some, like the obvious ones, but not as much.
Any further questions? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 7, Asian Cuisine Inc., doing business as Typhoon Restaurant, located at 725 Boylston Street. Date of the incident, April 21st, 2025. Overcrowding, capacity 72, 99 mechanical count. In violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J, 1.06A, and F. And overcrowding on the patio, capacity 8, 54 mechanical count. In violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J and 1.06A and F. Who is present on behalf of the licensee? Do you have anybody with us on behalf of Typhoon Restaurant? Contact the licensee and try to take a second call there as well. In the meantime, we'll go back and take a second call on item number 4. Have we been joined by a representative from Little Haiti International Cuisine?
I'm here. Sorry.
Great, thank you very much. I'm gonna ask you to turn your camera on as well so that we can swear you in.
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you. And if you could please just identify yourself. Oh, sorry. This is item number 4, Little Haiti International Cuisine LLC, doing business as Little Haiti International Cuisine at 1184 Hyde Park Ave in Hyde Park. Date of this incident, May 24th, 2025. Patrons inside after 1:30 a.m. Closing in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Could you please just identify yourself for the board?
George Cran, I'm a owner, Little Haiti International Cuisine.
Thank you, Mr. Cran. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Detective Todd Peterson.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? You both please raise.
Officer Clement here.
Sorry, one more time.
Officer Clement with Boston Police.
Great, thank you. I'm going to ask you to start your video as well so that we can swear you in.
Give me a second, please.
Of course. There we go. Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the police report into the record for the board?
Officer Clement.
Great, you may please proceed.
Yep. About 1:58 a.m. on Saturday, 5/24/25, myself and several other officers responded to a radio call for a person with a gun at the Little Haiti restaurant located at 1184 Hyde Park Ave, Hyde Park. Prior to arrival, officers received information from the Channel 4 dispatcher that the caller stated there was an altercation and someone pulled a gun out. Black male, late 20s, skinny built, about 5'9". The suspect was wearing unknown clothing. The caller couldn't see the clothes description. Male had a cross tattooed on his forehead. The male that had the firearm was still inside the establishment per the caller. The caller had to leave the establishment to call 911. Upon arrival, we entered the premise and we did not observe anyone matching the description given by the caller. Officers spoke with the restaurant manager, Mr. George Cran, who stated that there was no altercation inside the restaurant. Officers did observe a large group, about 15 inside the restaurant with security guard at the door. Mr. Cran stated that those people were family members, employees, and they were waiting for food. We were notified our sergeant detectives, and we couldn't get a hold of the caller at that time. That's it.
Thank you. There's a supplemental report here as well. I don't know if
Yes, sir. Detective Peterson from a police report at approximately 36 hours, I think the same day of later in the afternoon, later on that evening, members of the EAT detectives, Detective Peterson, Duffy, Detective Violence did conduct a Code 35 violation at Little Haiti International Cuisine located at 1184 Hyde Park Ave. Code 35 violation was result of Boston Police being called to this location at 1:57 a.m. approximate time on 5/24/25 for a person with a gun call. No gun recovered. However, in reviewing the body-worn cameras, officers entered the restaurant just before 2 a.m. There were several people inside the restaurant after 1:30 a.m., which is stated on the common Vic license that all patrons up by 1:30 a.m. Code 35 violation number 26379 issued and signed by the on-duty manager, Tamara Pierre Louise, who was very cooperative. We also did an inspection of their licenses. They're all in good order. Common Vic for food, Common Vic for alcohol, entertainment license, ISD, and health permit. All licenses were in good order at the time.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cran, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yeah. I feel as though what had occurred was the result of, I guess, a let out not clearing right away. However, from my knowledge, I know that as long as we clear all patrons outside of our premises, nothing that occurs across the street is our responsibility. Nothing that occurs outside of our premise is our responsibility if security clears out our front. Obviously, my security guards, they're doing their job to clear out the front. I don't know if someone across the street or someone thought the best idea was to say, to call 911 to clear out the scene, but I think that's what the altercation was. I don't think there was anyone with a gun. There wasn't a fight outside. There wasn't even an argument. It was just a matter of just clearing out. It was our first major event where we had people, like over 30 people, and we were just clearing out. The people that were inside our premises, from my knowledge, my staff can stay inside, especially for cleaning. And it's my mom and my dad. My mom and dad was present, and my security guard, my 4 security guards, my 4 bartenders, and we have our 3 cooks. This is my staff. They're allowed to be inside my premise as long as no customers are inside. Then that's exactly what it was when they walked into the premise. It wasn't any, I guess, customers. It was just my family, my staff. So I wasn't aware that they had to leave also, because we have to clean up at night. We have to sanitize. We have to take out the trash. We have to have the end of the day reviews and end of the day count. That was the only people that were inside. Anything that I had occurred outside wasn't even in front of my building. It was across the street or outside the premise. So that's to my knowledge. And another situation was on the report, they stated that we couldn't serve food after 10 p.m. I don't think Boston Police intentionally didn't read between the lines, but on our new common vic, our new alcohol license, it states that we can serve food up until 1 a.m. I think that, like I said, I don't think they purposely did it. I just think that they forgot to read that little text in between the lines within our alcohol license that says that we can serve food up until 1 a.m. and not 10 p.m. So that was a little discrepancy, but I don't think they did that intentionally. I think it was just a slight mistake. But other than that, I felt as though everything we did was following the ground rules and was under the guidelines.
Thank you, Mr. Brand. We'll see if there are any questions for you at this time. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
Just more in the way of comment. So technically, any family members, if they're not employees, they're not supposed to be in there past 1:30.
But my mom, she is. She's a co-owner.
Okay. But working too.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the head chef.
Okay. And did you say you had another family member in there?
My dad.
Okay. So I'm just letting you know, this is you might not have the experience that we have, but it's very common for owners to think that they can have their family in there after, because the purpose of this is to shut down.
Yeah.
So not having family do a little, after hours or anything like that. They have to be out. They have to be working, and they have to be in the process of cleaning up in a direct manner.
Yeah.
Anyone who's in there should be working to get the place shut down, and not like big projects for, it's just getting shut down from the day's work. Okay.
Yeah.
And like you said, your food has to be off at 1.
Yeah.
The extra half hour is to get people out of there after food is already over. So food is shut down on or before 1, completely shut down. There shouldn't be anyone waiting for food. It's not like the last order is taken at 1 and you have a half an hour to serve them. Okay. They have to be served by 1. The extra half hour is to finish up anyone who still might have food or drink, who needs time to get out. Okay. So basically all your business of serving food and alcohol should be done by 1. And anything after that is clearing and cleaning as fast as possible and shutting the doors, shutting the lights, and being done at that location. No exception for family, no exception for employees who haven't eaten yet. They don't get to eat after 1 either. They don't get to drink after 1. If they're on duty, they're working. And if they're working, they can be in there in the business of getting it shut down in that half an hour and a little bit more after. But everyone who could be considered a patron, meaning someone who's eating or drinking, needs to be out by 1:30.
Sounds good.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. And we will take a second call and ask if has anybody joined us on behalf of Typhoon Restaurant. Anybody here on behalf of Typhoon Restaurant? Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon, would you like this read into the record without the licensee present, or would you like to reschedule this to the next available hearing date?
I think we could read it in just in case we don't hear from them. If we read it in and they say we have something to say in opposition to this, we can do it again. But just to cover us, we can just read it in. If they have no objection to us going just on the police report, we can do that on Thursday.
Right. We will reach out to the licensee in the meantime and let them know that we went ahead without their presence. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Detective William Gallagher.
Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Detective Hernandez if needed.
Thank you very much. You have both been sworn in. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Yes, on 4/21/2025 at about 2:10 p.m., Lieutenant Detective Adrian Troy, Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned a licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Typhoon at 725 Boylston Street. As detectives were making their way inside, they made observations of the patio, which was packed with people watching the Boston Marathon. Detectives observed there to be 54 patrons standing on the patio, which has a capacity of 8. Detectives also conducted an overall count of the premise, which resulted in 99. The premise's total capacity is 72. As a result, what detectives had observed, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice number 020046 Typhoon, overcrowding, capacity 72, 99 found on police count, patio capacity 8, 54 persons found on police count. Mr. Danny Fon signed for and accepted the notice. Those are the facts of that afternoon.
Thank you. I'll just ask if the board has any questions for you or for Detective Hernandez.
I actually do need clarification. So it says you found 99 people. Was that in total with the 54 and then added up to 99, or were there 99 inside plus 54 outside?
No, your first assumption was correct. That was the overall count. Marathon Monday seems to be a problem for them. They don't really have adequate staff, and they're right on the route. And this has happened in the past too. And everyone basically wants to be outside.
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Nothing additional. Thank you.
Look.
Thank you. And again, we will contact the licensee to ask if they have anything to add or if they would like a chance to appear before the board on this matter. We'll let you know before we are set to vote Thursday. Those are all the items before the board this morning. That will adjourn this hearing. The board will vote Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.